Hello and welcome to Polloi Two, and we've got a few boxes to open today. I've got a couple of packages here that I've received in. The one at the front there is from Graham at the Next 17. He makes reproduction Star Wars figures, which I've shown both here and over on toy-polloi. And then we have a box at the back from Jeff72, who is a Patreon of mine, and he's very kindly sent in some bits which I believe is actionful stuff, so we'll take a look at that. And then we have this small package at the front, which is something I have bought off eBay, so let's check that one out first. So here is the eBay purchase, and these figures in the background might give you an idea of what it is. I've been collecting Advanced Dungeons & Dragons figures now for 25, 30 years, something like that. And they made some small PVC figures of some of the human characters. And I don't have all of them. I've got a couple of them carded, and I've got this selection loose. And I thought I should actually try and finish this set. So I've been sort of hunting around for them, and I finally found one that I didn't have on eBay. So I grabbed that. You can see here, these are the 5 loose ones I have. They're very easy to find. I still need to find myself a Kelec without a broken staff there. That's one thing I had forgotten, that was broken. And there's 2 other figures that are harder to get, Mercion and Skylar, but the one I'm missing from the sort of easy set is Elkhorn. Now I do have him carded. I picked that up quite a few years ago, and it would be a shame just to open him, to get him off card, because as I say, they're fairly cheap to find. And I found this one, it was £5 including postage on eBay, so that didn't seem too bad a price. And it means that I've now got one extra to go with this little set, and it's one off my list to collect. So let's open him up, and there he is. There's little Elkhorn. These aren't the most amazing figures, you can't do a lot with them, but I'm guessing that when these came out, which was sort of 1983, lots of people were playing at Dungeons and Dragons, and you could actually use these as sort of player pieces on those. So that's the reason I guess they came out like this. But there you go. That was my own little purchase, so £5 including postage, and I've now got that to add to my PVC figure collection for the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons lines. That leaves me 2 to get, and I must find myself an unbroken Kelec at some point, so I'm almost there with this collection. Next up we have this box from the Next 17. Now I've previously shown their figures over on toy-polloi. They make reproduction Star Wars figures, and this is another box of stuff, I'm guessing. I don't actually have any idea what's inside it. I just got a message saying that it was being sent over, so I'll unbox this here today, and I'll do proper reviews over on toy-polloi in a couple of weeks. So let's open this up and see what's inside. Right, there is a note. So let's have a quick read of this note. It says, "Dave, here are some of the other Wave 2 denizens. I hope you enjoy them. I have also included some soft goods and weapons that I'm selling separately on my Etsy store. It includes Yoda replacement cape, Sith Yoda outfit, a black cloak and red saber, Sand People soft goods replacement cloak. These were some items I wanted for myself for a while now, and ordered some extra for fans with the same desire. Sincerely, Graham." Oh, well, thank you very much, Graham. Let's take a look at these and see exactly what is in here. Right, so we have a couple more figures. These are sort of Jabba's Palace sort of denizens. We have got Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then we've got a tiny little Wampa and some other bits. Right, I'm going to empty all of this out and we'll have a look at these properly. So here are all the pieces that were inside that package from the Next 17. There's some really lovely pieces. The one I'm going to go to straight away is this one, which is a baby Hoth Wampa. He comes with a little bone and that. I really like that. It's such a cute little thing, and it does actually feel like a sort of a vintage Star Wars figure. It's got a nice weight to it, and it does really look very cute indeed. I really like the fact you can sort of move his little horns around, and yeah, he comes with this tiny little bone. Look at his cute little face as well. That is really sweet. That's definitely going to go on my display with my full-size adult Wampa. Then we've got 2 figures which are sort of background characters in Jabba's Palace. You're going to have to excuse me if I get their names wrong, because they are odd names. We got is it Jaquil or Jaquil, this one here? So that is Jaquil. That's really nice as well. It's a sort of very strange looking, it's sort of like a slightly fat version of Chewbacca's body with this very odd alien head, and it's got a little belt there and comes with a sword. And then the other one, which appears to use the same body, but that one, the belt is covering up these odd little breasts it's got at the front there. This is number 98 according to this useful card that came with the figure. So number 98 is Tanis Spyjek or something like that. Yeah, I think Tanis Spyjek. So this is Tanis Spyjek, another sort of background character in Jabba's Palace. This one comes with a little mace. That's really nice. I do like that. Yeah, I'll have to do full reviews of these properly over on toy-polloi, but for the moment, those are really lovely. Then we have another version of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So this is the sort of Death Star version of Obi-Wan Kenobi with the cape on. It comes with a nice blue lightsaber there. I've previously reviewed the Sith versions of these, so this is the sort of normal version to go along with that. And then there's a selection of accessories, as I mentioned. So we've got a replacement cape for Yoda. I do actually have a naked Yoda here that I just brought in just to see if how this would work. So let's put this cape on my spare little Yoda here. So we can rotate his arms around and see what that looks like. I've made patterns for these Yoda capes myself. I know how hard they are to sew, even by hand sewing, and this looks like this has been sewn with a sewing machine in a factory. So whoever's sewn this has done a very good job, because it's a tiny little thing to sew. Oh yeah, that's nice. That fits very nicely. So we go, little replacement Yoda cape there. There's also a version of that in black if you wanted a Sith version. And then there also is this, which is a fabric version of the Sand Person cape. The normal Sand People came with a sort of beige vinyl cape. So this is that, made out of the same material that Yoda's cape is made of there. Very nice indeed. Yeah, those are really good. And then of course there's a few more lightsabers. So we've got a black lightsaber, and then we've got a black double-ended lightsaber. Oops, just knocked Yoda over. Let me stand him back up. And then as well as that, there's a few more backing cards. I've shown these as well a few times. So there's a sort of backing card that's inside the Mos Eisley Cantina, and then we've got some sort of Death Star type of backing cards as well. These are sort of display cards that you can put behind the figures. That's all really nice. These are looking lovely. Thanks ever so much for sending them in. I will do a proper review of these over on Toy Polloi, but I especially like this card because it shows you what's been made and that there are some more coming in future and some other variants as well. I've shown you things like Effont Mon before and some of the other figures, so yeah, that's really nice. It gives me a chance to see what's to collect. And he's got all his details on the back. I'll put the details to his website in the description below, so do go and check that out as well. But yeah, thanks Graham, those are amazing. And then we have this box, which has come from Jeff over in Ireland, or who I know as Jeff72, because he is a Patreon supporter of mine. And I do want to say a massive thank you at this point to everybody who supports me on Patreon. Their support there really does help me make more and better videos, so thanks to everyone there. But as I say, Jeff got in touch and said he'd like to send me some bits. I believe it's Action Force stuff, but I haven't opened it. I've already sent him some toy Polloi bits back as a thank you. So let's just get on and open this and see what it is that he's sent in. Right, so there is a note, so let's have a read of this. It says, "Hi Dave, Happy New Year to you and Mrs. TP. I hope you are keeping well and are looking forward to some more fantastic fixes and restorations throughout 2023. As a token of appreciation and just to add to your growing collection, I've sent you, as previously discussed, some bits and bobs which I hope you will find useful. I've included some Series 1 and Series 2 Action Force and some Action Force G.I. Joes and some figures from what I think are Lanyard Corps. I've also included a laser exterminator, complete except for the rear stabilizing leg, which I'm sure may come your way at some point, which should add to your burgeoning Red Shadows collection. I'm sure the Baron will improve. Otherwise, thanks for everything you do, and I'm looking forward to see what you have in store throughout the year. All the best, Jeff." Ah, well, thanks, Jeff. That sounds like some good stuff. And yeah, Red Shadows, my Red Shadow army is slowly building. In fact, you saw Baron Ironblood at the start of the video, because I just had him off to one side. So yeah, let's see what is in this box. It sounds like some really interesting stuff. I don't know the names of many things. I do know the Exterminator. I can see it there. But yeah, let's have a look here and see. So there's some odd figures. Let's get some bubble wrap out. Oh yeah, I recognise that. I don't know the names of a lot of Action Force figures. I do have a book that I keep sort of reading through. There's a lot of sort of Arctic patrols and things like that, and this one looks like a sort of Arctic type version of a figure. They reused a lot of moulds as well, so you'll see the same figure in different versions. I've got this as definitely as a sort of desert guy, but yeah, that's a sort of icy snow version of him. Very nice indeed. Then we've got a couple of G.I. Joe figures. Isn't that the guy who drives the Snowcat? I can't remember his name, but I do recognise him. And then we've got this one, which I believe I have a version of this missing part of a hand or missing part of an arm. So this poor chap's missing some fingers. I should be able to build one out of those two, but those definitely G.I. Joe. Then we've got some bits. Ah, this is some of the space, the Q-Force figures. I think this one actually has a name. It's not one I have though. The thing with Action Force is it's very easy to start army building. There are so many cool looking things, and because they all have these sort of generic faces, you can just get more and more of them. So certainly I have a few of the space figures, the Q4, so that will go nicely with them. Then we've got some more here. We've got a pair of legs. I wonder whose body that belongs to, but there's a pair of legs. And then we've got some more figures. Oh yeah, these are definitely lanyard figures. You can tell they've got much broader shoulders than G.I. Joe figures. So inside the leg it will somewhere say lanyard, that says China on it. So yeah, those are definitely lanyard figures. Then we have, let's go in here, these, again, I'm going to say those are lanyard figures. You can see much broader shoulders. That one though, that one isn't. I wonder what that is. Let's open that up. That guy on the left, he is not anything I recognise. Looks fairly sort of cheaply made. He's got a rivet on the back of him. But yeah, I don't recognise that one at all. Interesting. Then what have we got here? Ooh, that feels intriguing. That feels like a blow-up boat of some sort of thing. It's made out of vinyl. Is this a G.I. Joe or Action Force blow-up something? What is that? Let's open it out and see. Oh, no, it's not a blow-up. It's a parachute. It's for the SAS guys. You can see it's a parachute. It's got all the connecting bits. Oh, that's cool. I don't have one of those. That would be fun to play with. Then what else have we got at the back here? We've got more figures, a few more lanyard figures. That's definitely lanyard as well. We've got those. These are also some lanyard figures. And then what's more? I think my desk is getting quite full. Ah, well look, here is the parachute guy to go with that parachute. Amazing. That, yeah, I definitely don't have that. That is going to be really good fun to play with. I'll have to get that set up, go out into my garden and see how high I can throw that, because that is always good fun. I've enjoyed playing with the Action Man parachute guy. So I imagine this guy could probably throw a lot higher indeed. Right, I'm going to have a quick rearrange. We'll get the rest of these bits out. So here we have it. This is everything that was in that box. So yeah, there is the Red Shadows Exterminator thing there, which is missing the sort of the back. But I don't know what you call it. It's like a stand or something, just clips in the back of it. I think I see so many of these with that piece missing. So it's a very common sort of missing part. Maybe I can make something out of styrene. I'll have to look. And then there was also this little wind up backpack, which is a G.I. Joe piece. You wind this up and then the guns move back and forwards. They're really quite cool actually. I have a few of these they've made all sorts of different versions. They're quite fun little things just to have with your G.I. Joe figures. So massive thanks, Jeff. That's really very kind of you. These are excellent pieces, and some Action Force figures that I don't have, and I don't have this Exterminator. So yeah, my Red Shadows army and all of this sort of equipment is growing very nicely. So massive thanks for sending all of this stuff in. So that's it for this video, and thanks to everyone who sent stuff in. Thanks to Graham from the Next17 for these 4 figures here. If you want to grab your own versions of those, then do check out the link. I'll put that in the description below. I can see a lot of people wanting that baby Wampa. He is very cute indeed. And thanks to Jeff as well for sending this stuff in. As I say, thanks to everybody who supports me on Patreon. If you would like to support me on Patreon, I will put a link to that as well in the description of this video, but you can follow me over on toy-polloi, and I put links in all the videos to that. So thanks to everybody who supports me there. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button, tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video, and if you really enjoyed it, then head on over to my main channel toy-polloi and subscribe there as well. And thanks for watching.